Jesus H. Tap Dancing Christ. Was that a show? Hey, how's it going, people? Panda here, and I'm back with the Monday Night Raw for June 17th out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And man, does Michigan know what they're doing. Of course, it wasn't actually Michigan. You know what I mean. Shut up. But the night started out with Alberto Del Rio coming out to the ring, which actually surprised me. I figured it would either be Cena or Punk to come out for the promo, but it was Del Rio. He came out to mixed signals of cheers and boos, and of course the crowd still went with when Rodriguez introduced him, when he would hold the O's. But basically through the promo he was calling out the WWE universe. I think that's messed me up more than any other thing, is trying to say WWE. But just calling them out for how they more or less supported him in his time as a face against Ziggler and Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter, calling them pigs and cowards for supporting Ziggler and Coulter and chanting USA. As he was going on, the crowd was chanting, "We want Ziggler." At some point that I probably just overlooked it, because it's a simple thing to overlook. He must have called himself the best, and with that terminology, it always draws out CM Punk. And while he was out, he challenged him to a match. Of course, Del Rio rejects it before Bricky comes out to set it as the main event. When they came back from commercial, I believe that's when it was. It about had to be. Punk had told Heyman, "I'm not your client. I'm still a Paul Heyman guy, but I'm going to go at this by myself for now." So that's really showing off that he's. I don't know if I'd really call Punk a face, since he's a big comic book guy. If you've ever watched his DVD thing, it's on Netflix. I've watched it a couple times because I really like it. He's more of the anti-hero or the anti-face, where he's kind of borderline. Same thing with Orton. But next match, or the first match of the night, was Curtis Axel. It was supposed to be Curtis Axel versus Wade Barrett. It was the Intercontinental title rematch. But instead, Vicky changed it to her big surprise towards McMahon's. They actually promoted it like that, even though it kind of wasn't a huge deal. It was still really freaking awesome. It was the return of Christian. Of course, he came out to a okay pop. It was much better when he ended up winning the match. He played to the crowd like he always has. It's why he's such a good in-ring talent. Is just he actually plays to the crowd, and he actually looked really good. Physically, he looked healthy, and of course in the ring, even though he's never been, I don't think, that technically sound, he looked really good. Next match was Sheamus versus Team Rhodes Scholar. I'm not going to get into the whole Team Rhodes Scholar thing right now, because what's the point? Long story short, Sheamus attempted the bro kick on Rhodes, and Sandow rolled him up for the count, and Rhodes Scholars won. I guess they're using Sheamus to help push Sandow a bit, maybe. I don't know. It's an odd thing they got going with that. Coming back from break on this one, there's a Team Hell No in the back, or is Daniel Bryan in the back. Just upset as usual. I'm not the weak link. I'm not the weak link. Kane comes in and kind of basically just asks, is this the end of us? And look, apparently both of them are looking for shots at the WWE title. That may have went up in. That may have disappeared. I don't know. I'm missing the word that I want for this. Anyway, Orton, this was also the WWE app active match. It was between no DQ, no count out, and 2 of 3. Of course, they won't go for a 2 of 3 falls because they're not willing to let a match go that long. And it appears that they changed rules of a no disqualification match because this match, much like the first match between Triple H and Curtis Axel when Triple H was passing out everywhere, the ref was counting when they were on the outside. It confused the crap out of me then. It still does now. It's stupid. I don't know why they're doing it. But biggest note in this, I actually thought it was off of the dive through the ring ropes that he does. It looked like he may have hit his head, but a lot of people were saying that it was from the missile drop kick that he landed odd on his back or his shoulder or something, and he appeared to injure himself. The doctor tried to jump in and call off the match. He wouldn't let it happen, but when he got knocked back out to the outside, the doctor said, call it. Ref ended the match. Apparently the ref had tried to call it after the missile drop kick, but when Bryan kept going, Orton seemed to be really thrown off, unsure what to do. He hit him with some kind of move, and apparently the ref looked at him. He just looked at him like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? That wasn't what he actually said. I just don't feel like cussing. Whatever. At the end of the match, Orton went out, helped up Bryan, and hugged him, said a couple things. Later on in the night, it turned out that he had a stinger, is what they called it. So I guess that means it's nothing serious unless they were just sugarcoating it, and he may actually be injured. As of now, he's still scheduled to fight on SmackDown, but it's time to move on from this now. Although that was, I guess, the biggest thing from the night. Next segment, AJ comes out, it's calling out the locker room and all that kind of stuff. At least they're doing something with the Divas division. I saw a couple people saying that it was just a big promo for the E! Entertainment show. I don't really think so because they never mentioned it. But as she's going through it, saying, I want strong women, I'm a strong woman. Steph McMahon came out. They had a back and forth thing before Caitlyn came out. And part of the women's division, there were a couple people I had no freaking idea who they were. Other than Alicia Fox, I don't know if I can name another one that came out with AJ. Although there is another one that I knew, I just don't remember who it was right now. But Caitlyn runs down, starts wailing on her. Big E pulls AJ out of the ring, and apparently there may or may not have been a nip slip from Caitlyn. I did see her pull up her shirt and bra, but I never, it didn't look like it came down far enough for there to be something shown. The TV truck did cut to a black screen real fast as while the camera turned back towards AJ and Big E. Next segment was Kane versus Dean Ambrose. It was the U.S. title rematch. Shield, the remaining members of the Shield came out and attacked Kane, so that ended that. This caused a big thing between Vicky being caught in the middle between Triple H and Vince, because earlier in the night Triple H had told her if the Shield steps out of line, do something about it. And as they were in the back, Vicky looked like she may have been about to fire, like they kind of had that build up of "You're," and then Vince walked out, said, "Great job, guys, good job," and he used the term that I love hearing him say, like, "Those guys have ruthless aggression." Next segment was a match: Antonio Cesaro versus William Regal. Go figure why Regal was the guy. Maybe just giving Zack Ryder a night off from being squashed by everyone. But they're starting to push Cesaro, as we know, because they have been, but they paired him up now with Zeb Coulter, because he may be from a foreign land, but he's what America represents or something, is what Coulter said. Of course, and Cesaro won. Then they unfolded a "Do Not Tread on Me" flag, put it over him, and then said the Pledge of Allegiance or something. All I really understood them mouthing was "We the People." So, starting to be a little faction there for Jack Swagger's America. Next segment, this was the low point of the night, if you can believe that. It was a John Cena promo, and I know a lot of people hate him or hate his promos. He usually does good ones still. This was stupid because all it was really a lead up to something else. Basically, he just thanked the crowd, or like the crowd that stuck with him through the last year when he was way down. But as he goes to leave, Mark Henry comes out. Apparently, last couple of days, he's been tweeting things that hinted at a retirement. He came out, did a full, real emotional speech. I'll admit, I started tearing up, even though I was really skeptical of him actually retiring, because for the past couple of weeks, they've been doing, Mark Henry returning, Hall of Pain returning, and then all of a sudden it's like, he may retire. So it was really a questionable thing going into it, but it was really believable. During the speech, the crowd chanting "Thank you, Mark," sexual chocolate, everything else. I can't really tell what. One more match. But at the end, Cena, or like Mark asked Cena to stay out while he was giving it. At the end, Cena got in the ring, held his hand up, and then Mark, World's Strongest, slammed him and said, "That's what I do. I still got a lot of gas in the tank." I actually think that was scripted as it was supposed to go. I saw a couple of people guessing that Vince may have asked Mark to go out and do that due to the Daniel Bryan situation. I don't really think so. Next segment, Chris Jericho versus Heath Slater. Looked like Slater was in skinny jeans. Chris Jericho won. That's all that was important from that. Next match, Sin Cara versus Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel won. That's all important from that. In between break, Triple H and Vince and Steph kind of got in a small argument surrounding Vicky on who she should listen to. They confirmed Henry versus Cena for Money in the Bank, I guess the main event. And then, as I said earlier, the main event was Alberto Del Rio versus CM Punk. Punk won via countout because of Del Rio just retreating. As they were leaving to the back, Ziggler jumps out, attacks Del Rio, and they just kind of disappear behind the stage. The camera pans back to Punk, and he gets his hand raised as the winner. But you can't just end it with CM Punk staying in the ring off of a count-out victory. So what do? That's right. The Freak is back. A lot of people have been wanting a Lesnar versus Punk, Paul Heyman rivalry thing for a while. And it looks like we're finally going to get it probably at SummerSlam. I don't know if they would do it before then. But Lesnar comes out, acts like he's going to say something for whatever reason. I guess they thought Lesnar might actually speak, but just picks him up and F5s him before leaving. And that was the Raw for June 17th. It was an amazing show. I would definitely recommend watching it over on YouTube or Hulu or whatever. Definitely go back and watch on YouTube or something what Hulu cuts out. But yeah, the post Payback show, amazing. Ryback was not there. They ran several ads for RVD's return and for the Wyatt family's stuff. I still don't know how to feel about them or their promos anyway. But with all that said, I'll see you guys later.